So what is up, drivers and subscribers? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be delivering in one of my favorite areas to deliver in, which is a gated community where you're literally walking to the front doors. Does it get any better than this? And with these are so good with making up time. These I have on an apartment route. So in my apartment route, which is a different video you guys can check out, I show you guys, how much time it takes up when you're doing apartments. These are on that same route, and these are nice because they help make up time, especially because time can drag out so fast when doing apartments. And the way I do everything is everything stays up here in front with me, and then I need U33 box. Because I keep everything up here, I don't have to go back and forth to the van. Ooh, another prime driver was here already. Looks like a flex driver, I could tell by the tag. Make sure we get the address in there. Swipe to finish, on to the next one. And these are the type of deliveries every driver, no matter what company you work for, you love. Because they are just so fast. Bang, 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 choo choo train. So it looks like I'm going to both of these right now as a multi-stop, which is no problem. And what I do is I do everything in order. The first one I said is going first. And let's go into this one. So get that one scanned, ready to go. Always have your picture ready so you can just take it. Always hide it to the side right there, front door. With your gated communities, I don't really knock or ring doorbells. A lot of the times everybody has ring door cameras so they know you're here, but because you need a passcode just to get in here, you're not gonna have, regular traffic in here snooping around. It's only pretty much people that live in here. So, and a lot of the times, a lot of the doors are open, so they know you're here. All right, let's get this fixed up. All right, that's a little better. So one thing I will note with gated communities is you always have a passcode when you come in. I talked about this same very thing in the apartment video as well. You have passcodes when coming into these places, and sometimes they can be outdated. The customers don't update them, and so you'll be stuck at the front trying to call the customer, because that's what Amazon tells you to do. Amazon tells you to call the customer, get a hold of them so you can get in the gate. 217. Because it's a multi-stop, first package I said was on top, which is going to be the first delivery to the first place. I'm just gonna drop it right there. Got our photo. And I heard the ring doorbell chime go off, so they know we're here. Which is why, like I said, I don't hit doorbells because it's kind of overkill. Next one. Scan it. Get it to the front door. Ooh, nice little take a book. Oh, rear door it says. How do you get to the rear door? This way? So if you want this in the back door, this better open. No dogs. I always whistle for dogs. Try to make a little noise. Don't want to get eaten up. The back door. Take a picture. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm always nervous about going in back doors or back gates. You don't know what's back there. Front, we're safe. Backyards, I don't like backyards. So yes, back to the gate codes. So you don't want to get stuck out in front of the gate trying to get a hold of the customer, calling them and stuff. So what you can do is you can do that, but that's just going to take up your time. Or what you can do is go in your itinerary, go to your very next stop, which is more than likely in the same community. Look at their passcode, enter that. If that doesn't work, go to the next one. Majority of the time you're gonna have multiple deliveries in the same gated communities. So all you do is just look for the next one. By the time you get to the second or third, you should already be in. Usually not all customers' gate codes are outdated, but that's definitely one to consider so you don't get stuck waiting outside the gates for a long time. Just go through your itinerary, look at the next couple of stops, look at the gate codes, get in from there. It just saves you so much time. This last one's gonna be the last one on the corner. And if you're a driver for another company, I'd love to hear from you. Let me know. Do you have gated communities that you deliver to? Do you have a lot of apartments in your route? What do your routes look like? My route has a lot of apartments, a lot of lockers, a lot of really, really nice houses, also businesses. So a little bit of everything. Keep that there. Nope, don't hit it, because they got dogs. And one thing recently I've taken into consideration is people's dogs. A lot of people have been putting in the notes lately, or I've just been seeing it, maybe because I'm delivering to the same places. Please do not ring doorbell, as it hurts the dog's ears, as they have sensitive ears. I've never ever took that into consideration. Do you guys? I'd never ever thought about that. I have dogs myself and never even thought about that. So I have reframed a lot from doing doorbells as much. I'll now knock on doors more than I used to actually ring doorbells. But I'd love to hear from you guys. Do you guys hit doorbells? Do you guys knock? Are you considerate of dogs and sensitive ears? I'd never even thought about that one. And yes, with this gig, you do want to read the notes, because the notes will tell you everything. Just like at that last place, I was getting ready to leave it at the front, and right at the last second, the note showed me that they wanted it at the rear door. And Amazon's not, you know, they're not gonna hound on you for that kind of stuff, but they will say something, and you don't want to get any kind of infractions or just your DSP looking at you sideways for any means, you know what I mean? But as you can tell, these are our favorite deliveries. This is my favorite area to deliver in, because if I do hit lunchtime, I could just chill there on the grass. And no, that's not where the dogs poop. The dogs poop a little bit more that way, okay? But no, I like this spot. A lot of older people, very chill area, definitely very safe. U76 and 223. 223, U76. So like I was saying, first package I always say is up top, second package is on the bottom. Top, bottom, meaning this is gonna go first, this is gonna go second. So this is always what I do when I have a multi-stop, meaning 2 stops and 1 stop, different addresses. So that first one is going to our first stop, and I keep it that way I can get my phone, scan the one, get ready to go, get my picture ready. Oh. Swipe to finish. No need to knock. The troops just let the parents know we are there. Same process, scan. There is no right or wrong way when it comes to multi-stops. I could have went to that one first, then went to that one. It doesn't matter. It's all in the way you want to do it. I know a lot of you folks had questions about multi-stops and how do you handle them. If it's 2, I'll park in the middle of the places usually. If it's 3, I'll park in the very center. It just kind of, you know, if it's 4 and they're big houses, I'll knock out the first 2, then move up to the next 2 type situation. There's no right or wrong way. 2 packages, 221 and 222. Going here. So we left with 222. There's 221. As you can see, we're not looking, we're just grabbing. It just saves you so much time to have everything in front of you and with you. See? And that's another thing, swipe to finish there. The scanners always trigger the dogs inside the house. So the dogs will hear it in the backyard. That's when they start barking, is when they hear that scanner. So again, doorbells, you don't always have to hit doorbells. It's not a must and it's not a rule with Amazon. Just know that. If it's in the notes and they say, hey, please hit my doorbell, definitely hit the doorbell. The customers will very much appreciate that. See, so this one I already know they don't like their doorbell ring. The dogs are usually gonna bark at us. So it's just those type of things you pick up on from doing it so much, you know what I mean? And the next one's an OV. So the first 2 are going here. If this is a multi-stop. So that's a multi-stop. With this one up here, this white one, and the white one's getting an OV. So what I'm gonna do is, in this situation, I'm gonna pull us up and put our back end right at their walkway. Back it up like a dumb truck. I mean, never mind. But yeah, so that way I can go to the back, grab the OV, and walk it straight in. Back here we are looking for 227. And see, we just lead ourselves up for delivery. 227, 227. Where's it at? You guys see it? I see it. Right here. Ready? Hide it right here. Ooh. I don't want to smash that. I'll put it right there. Literally, this job is a game. You're playing Tetris with all of your packages in the front seat, and you're having a scavenger hunt looking in the back for your OVs all day. Here's a tip I started using, and this one is shout out to you guys, the actual viewers, all you subscribers and drivers out there who watch these videos. You guys gave me this one. So a lot of people talk about the addresses. So like for instance, that was 3674. Okay, so when I'm looking at my next address on my phone, if it was 3674, I would just tell myself, look for 74. Because you're looking at the last two numbers versus the first two numbers. It's faster to see, and you're also in the vicinity, so it's not like you're gonna go to a 3974 or something like that. You know what I mean? It's all in the area, so you already know what you're looking for. Just pay attention to the last two numbers. This comes in crucial, especially when you're doing country routes and you have sometimes 5-6 numbers in the address. Just pay attention to the last two. You're already in the area. Next thing you know, you're gonna find it right away. I'm looking for U81. That's this box right here. Right? And so watch what happens with the next one. Scan out the van, straight to the door, right to the front, take your picture. And what I'm doing as I get back in the van, I swipe to finish and I'm looking at the next address. I'm looking for 46. And for some reason, 46 is next door and it wasn't even a multi-stop. You see what I'm saying? So Amazon doesn't always do it right. This is just one stop and one stop. Usually that could be a multi-stop. I don't see why it wouldn't be, considering we have, what, 70 of them on the daily. We have a lot of multi-stops on this route. Hey, how we doing?
Good.
Good. Have a good one, brother. No problem. And by the way, I will mention, if you're trying to pay attention to my phone and see what I'm doing, you may be able to see a little bit. And let me know in the comments if you're able to see what I'm seeing or not. What I'm doing right now is trying to keep the phone lower so the addresses are not so revealed, the names and stuff, but also lit up enough to where I can see it and to where I'm not gonna have to do a lot of editing while making the video, because I blur out addresses. Sometimes I'll blur out my face in the rear view mirror when it pops in there, because I just feel this channel is not about me. This channel is about helping you guys, the viewers, giving you different ideas and tips and tricks on why we do things a certain way. You know, that's what I feel this channel is all about. I don't feel like, you know, I need to get popular, be famous. I don't need to be that guy. I'm here to help you guys. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's all about. And I will tell you, funny enough, you know, your guys' comments, I read all of them. I read all of your comments, I will say that. And for the ones who are saying I should be a trainer, can I just tell you, your guys' wishes have come true. This year I've been promoted to one of the training managers. Looks like it's these two and U69. Yeah, so just this year I'm now one of the new training managers for our DSP. And who would have known, you know? I just, like I said, I come and I do my job every day because I like to keep it simple for myself, not overcomplicate it. And sure enough, this last couple of weeks they were talking about, you know, training new people when they come in, and they want me to do that. They like my work ethic, they like the way I organize my stuff. A big part of it is because, you know, I will take on any route that we have with this DSP and I'm able to knock it out. But it's also because I set myself up for the day. I set myself up organizing my totes, that way pulling everything and getting all the packages I need is a lot easier. I'm able to find everything a lot easier. I'm not struggling to find stuff. I'm not struggling to pull boxes under boxes. I'm not trying to pull that third tote out of under this stuff or having to take that down to get to it. Nope, I work out of that one, then I work out of that one, and then I work out of that one. So it's the way I organize everything, putting it in to make it easier throughout the day. So, and again, back to the numbers on boxes, that helps us drivers come back here and be able to find it right away versus having to do this and look for the tag. Where's this thing at, right? Oh, there it is right there. You don't have to do any of that. I can see the numbers on those boxes from up here. So if I'm coming back here and I'm looking for it, oh, that box is out there, I'm gonna go out this door, go back there and grab it, right? It's just these little tools to make your day go smoother. Ultimately, when you're out here all day on your own, you want your day to go as smooth as possible. I know I do. So with that being said, yeah, I'm super stoked to be, you know, considered to be one of the training managers, and like I told them, I want to do everything in my power I can to make drivers last the longest amount as possible, and simplifying this job, making it all easy for them. Because if the job's easy for everybody, everybody tends to like what they're doing. They come to the job to just go through the motions and go home, right? So I think that's ultimately the best way to attack this as far as, you know, training people. This is all very, very new. This is all just starting, so I will say I haven't had much training yet as far as to train people, but I already have an idea of what I want to do. I know I want to show them basically the right way to do things, the Amazon way, and then our way of doing things, the driver way, right? So I think that's gonna help drivers out big time, because there's a real way to do everything, and then there's the way that us drivers tend to make things a little quicker for ourselves. So I think taking that approach, I'm able to teach them the right way and the way Amazon wants you to do it, but I'm also able to teach them the way we do things and why we do things, but also showing them the correct way and not leading them, you know, down a rabbit hole of doing wrong things at the same time. So I think that's going to be my approach to help them be better drivers, finish faster, be more efficient when it comes to their deliveries. So that's my goal. So again, in the comments, you guys all out there being like, oh, you should be a trainer. Thank you. Seriously, I appreciate that. I thought it was BS. My wife said it all the time as well, and I just think it would definitely make it a lot easier for people. I know drivers in my DSP that deliver all day, that go by addresses. I BS you not. They work by addresses on the labels, or we have other drivers that work by names. So let's say, oh, what's the name here? Let's say, oh, Eric has a delivery coming up. There are some drivers that are gonna grab all the Erics in this area and group them, so when they come here, they know they're looking for Erics. Isn't that crazy? Again, different strokes for different folks. I definitely couldn't work by names or addresses. No way. But again, I can't say that it's wrong, because if it works for those drivers, you know, can't necessarily say it doesn't work. So, but again, a lot of drivers are trained differently. Some people, when they first came in, they were trained by addresses. Now, majority of Amazon facilities train everybody by driver aid number, which I believe is the most efficient way. So this is a multi-stop. First package is the package, second is the box. This is the first one. 6-9. That's this one. Hello guys, Amazon. Have a good one. You're welcome. Quick picture. Let's go out here to the next one. 6-3. 6-3. So as we were just talking about it, this community had 2 passcodes that were wrong just to get in. So I went to the third one, and sure enough, third time's a charm. Gotta love about these houses. They're so close together. Dogs barking, no doorbell, no need for it. You gotta love gated communities like this, just bam bam. So when you have apartments and it's taking up time, this is the kind of stuff that comes in clutch to help you catch up on time. And for all you folks that are watching this, okay, right here, perfect example. We have a multi-stop, the one behind me, this one, and up there. So, is there a right or wrong way to do it? Nope. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab all 3 packages and do them. All right, 1, 2, and 3. I'm gonna do the OV first. So I'm technically doing 2, 1, and then 3. Already did. We're going 13. That's this one right here. This is one of my favorite plants. It's so cool. It's called the Black Rose. Very little water needed. They are freaking awesome. So as you can see, there's no right or wrong way to do multi-stops. You can do them any which way. It really doesn't matter. If you have OVs in your hand, do those first. Ready? Straight to the dough. And the opposite side of it where it opens. Always take that into consideration. If you put the packages on this side, they can't open the door. Put them on the other side so they could open the door. I'm looking for 77 like I told you earlier. I like working by the last 2 numbers. I know it's the corner house after the road, so I'm parking right in front of it.
You got something for us?
Yes, sir. I got one for you guys and one for the neighbors.
Always is.
Yeah, right? 73. I'm gonna put that right in there. Bam. So I'd love to hear from you other drivers out there for different companies and stuff. What other tips would you give people? Even if you're a driver for Amazon, what other tips do you guys recommend? I was trying to think of all the ones I use on the daily, and I know there's still some I'm missing. So you guys definitely let me know in the comments. Gated communities and stuff like that. What kind of tips and helpful things would you recommend them doing when out on delivery? Don't be afraid to throw them in the comments, man. Let me know. I always use tips you guys give me, like again the one I told you guys today about the last 2 numbers. I use that. I use a FedEx guy's tips to help me organize my OVs every day. I mean, I'm always looking. Till this day, I've been on Amazon for 2.5 years almost now, and I still am YouTubing different techniques and tricks and tips to make it easier for myself, right? Because I feel like it'll help you guys as well. And I try to utilize them as well and, you know, test if they're gonna work for me or not. Because they don't all work. Some work for different people. They're not all gonna work for you all the time. But it's good to try different techniques and see which ones work. So like these, there's 3 houses in the back. What I do is I straighten out, reverse to the place that I'm gonna deliver to, and that way I could just drive out. You know what I mean? Instead of having to reverse out, not being able to see cars come in the gate, cars go through the gate. Just make it simple for yourself. Dropping this one at the front door. But yes, like I was saying, drivers and subscribers, please give me all the tips and helpful ideas you can give people that are just starting out their delivery gig. You know what I mean? So. And let me know if you guys have to do anything different as far as your UPS and FedEx and DHL drivers, or is it pretty much all the same system? Do you have to do your multi-stops in a certain order? How does all that go for you guys? My friends, I would love to hear you guys' feedback, especially from, you know, all of you new drivers out there, all of you old school drivers out there. I'd love to hear you guys' feedback of stuff that I could have touched on, things I may have missed, because I know there's going to be something I missed. It's really hard to focus and try not to miss things while working, which is why I have a notepad there. I try to remember everything I want to talk about and cover. So you guys, please, by all means, let me know if there's anything I missed that you think we should consider. So then when I'm done, I bring this bad boy back. These are all my totes that are going back, so when I get back, all I literally have to do is pull these out and stack them on a cart, and nothing's better at the end of the day than an empty van. My friends, I'd love to hear you guys' feedback from this video. Let me know in the comments, did you learn something new in this video? What tips will you be using the next time going around? And again, if you're just joining the Amazon family, let me know in the comments. Welcome to the team, obviously, but let me know what questions you have. And as far as content goes, don't be afraid to give me some recommendations on videos and topics and ideas you guys want covered. The loadout one I want to do, but it's kind of hard working and doing that in the station. I don't want to get in trouble or, you know, none of that stuff, but I have no problem showing you the tips and tricks you need to know while out on delivery to make your day easier. So my friends, I hope you enjoyed this video. Do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.